Oh, is it on the last Thursday or is it on?
All right, wait, here we go. Alrighty. Take a look at the screen. Look at all the different companies, and now raise your hand if you've ever ordered anything online from any of these companies. Most, if not all of you, right? So what do all of these companies have in common besides really awesome products? They all use something called artificial intelligence to guide their shoppers to buy more things that they may like based on things they've already bought. For example, Amazon may show you a screen like this if you're buying linens to encourage you to buy more things. They also use the history of other shoppers to encourage you to buy more products. Now, artificial intelligence is defined as the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. So for a simpler version, it's basically computers and technology doing the things that humans could also do, for example, speech recognition, translation, decision making, things like that. Now this is something that all of us use every single day whether we know it or not. Like the autopilot on airplanes and asking Siri what the weather is. This is all examples of artificial intelligence. So I'm going to use the research that I've conducted to kind of give the timeline of artificial intelligence, starting from the past, where it began, how it began, to where we are today with artificial intelligence, and what the future holds, and if any of this is actually good. So let's talk about the birth of artificial intelligence, which started in the mid-20th century. Now, the Greeks had myths about robots taking over the world, and the Chinese had engineers building automatons. But the 2014 Life Science article by Tanya Lewis doesn't actually have AI, artificial intelligence, dated until 1956 at Dartmouth University, when the term artificial intelligence was actually coined. Now, movies had familiarized audiences with artificial intelligence. For example, The Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man, he was alive, but he didn't have a heart and he could still perform and do functions. And while the computers were invented in 1949, they were not considered artificial intelligence, according to Harvard University's article, Can Man Think? By Rockwell and Oya, because they could only execute commands, not store them, which is a significant part of artificial intelligence. And so, 1956, when a logic theorist was invented, this was kind of when the AI revolution began. This was a program designed by these men here, which basically mimicked the problem-solving skills of humans. And this is just when artificial intelligence blew up. Now, let's talk about where we are today in terms of artificial intelligence. Now, not a day goes by without artificial intelligence being used. For example, Siri, I'm sure not a lot of you knew that the first-person shooters on video games were examples of artificial intelligence. Netflix even has artificial intelligence these days, encouraging you to watch more shows. And major corporations such as Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, you name it, are using artificial intelligence to expand their networks and appeal to all kinds of people. Artificial intelligence is used for manufacturing, shipping, financial services, healthcare, and even education. The publishers at Harrow University wrote an article called Groundbreaking AI this year, and they wrote about researchers who are currently working on building robots that can actually interact naturally with humans using different gestures and facial recognition. This is a prototype of the robot Sophia, which is very human-like, as you can see. And it's being created by CEO Dr. Hansen, and is going to actually become as conscious, creative, and as capable as any human being, according to the Activist Post, which was written in 2016 by Nicholas West. Now, the artificial intelligence we have today is nothing compared to what the future holds for us. In an article by Dataversity written in 2017 by Paramita Ghosh, it says that the growth rate of AI-based systems is going to have grown from 8% in 2015 to 109% in 2025. AI is also going to completely change the automobile industry as we know it. An article by TechCrunch written this year by Daryl Effington said that Tesla has claimed that its current generation of vehicles have the hardware and computing capability on board to achieve full self-driving, as you can see in the pictures here. Now, instead of showing the ways that artificial intelligence is great, I kind of want to leave you guys wondering if any of this is actually super good for us. Now, who's to say your Amazon Echo isn't listening to all your conversations and storing it in some crazy big database? Are cars driving themselves actually better than humans driving them? Like, what happens if they get in accidents and things like that? what if robots turn on us and kill everybody? So needless to say, artificial intelligence is great in many ways and is changing our daily lives and our futures, but it is important to keep in mind that having technology replace all humans may not always be in our best interest. So in conclusion, the innovation and invention of artificial intelligence is groundbreaking, and it's kind of like another industrial revolution happening right before our eyes. However, it's important to consider the downsides in addition to the upsides. We don't want people jobless and unemployed because robots are kind of doing everything that humans used to do. So I hope you all enjoyed this speech about the timeline of artificial intelligence and learned a little bit more about something you are using every single day without even knowing it. Thank you.
Maya, how did that go for you?
It was okay. I'm like, I don't know, I kind of freaked out beforehand, I don't know why. But I thought it was fine.
Okay, all right. What drew you to the topic?
My mom works for NVIDIA, which is the company that kind of does all of the, they basically make all of the like computing software that Tesla uses for their autonomous driving, and I always thought that was super interesting. And so I thought it'd be kind of a fun topic to learn about, because I also, like when I was doing it, I didn't realize that we use it literally all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have any questions, comments you'd like to make to mine?
Huh? Like twice.
Okay. Teammates. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, what's your stance on the ethics of artificial intelligence?
Well, okay, last year we did this, in high school we did this like kind of dystopia project, and we talked about like the movie iRobot and like talked about what I had said, like Amazon Echoes, like listening to everybody. But there was like one article that talked about like if you kill somebody in your house and like an Amazon Echo like reports that back, like is that allowed? And so that kind of just got me thinking. I don't know, I definitely think it's right in some ways, but it is also kind of scary, like cars driving themselves, like that's scary. That makes me nervous.
I like driving programs.
Exactly, Amazon will literally do all of our conversations. We got quite